Hi everybody, welcome to this presentation on Odoo. Um, One of the questions I get asked is, can we use Odoo for project-based companies? Uh, Companies such as contracting, construction, people who are providing engineering services, anybody who's billing by project. And yes, certainly you can use Odoo. Is integrated suite of applications which has projects modules, plus is fully integrated to sales, purchasing, inventory, and so on. So in this video, let me show you how you could create a new project right from the sales module. So let's say you're quoting for a project. You could go into this sales module or the CRM, and you could create this quote. So let's create a customer on the fly as well. KJL group. You can create a customer on the fly. You can put in all the details which you need for this customer, so forth. And once you've created it, you're going to code for a project for this customer. So you could go and say, create a project. You have a generic project created for this customer. You can put a different description, let's say supply and installation services. And we have this analytical code which will help you to get all the details about a project inside a specific analytic tag or dimension. So let's create one for this group called KL group. And I'm going to code for this work, say 100,000. Is the total project cost. And within this project, you might have certain what do you call it, sub projects or tasks or works that you might be doing to complete this project. And so you could add those as well. Say this as a design phase, for example. And you could also have installation of work. So it's a full project for about 100,000. So now what happens is once this is sent to the customer, and let's assume he confirms this quote, the system would create a project based on this sales order or confirmed to the customer. So you can see over here a project icon. Now if you click on this project icon, you could see that it has created a project with two tasks. One task is for installation, the other one is a design. And you also have stages which can be created here. For example, let's say I want to say the first stage will be start the project or start, let's say, and then you can also create another stage called, for example, in progress, so that you'll be aware of where this project is heading, completed. So it could depend on your company, the different stages that you want to have would entirely be dependent on your company, so on and so forth. So let's say the first phase is a design and then followed by installation. You could actually put it over here. And then as the project progresses, you could move it to the different stages, such as this. And then you could run reports to see what stages your project is in. But let's go back to your sales uh, and the project which was created in the sales order. So you can see that this is the project created, this is your value, and you can, for example, send a pro forma invoice if required. Otherwise, you could go ahead and create an invoice. So when you create an invoice, if you want to, for example, take a down payment or initial payment, you could do that. So you can create an invoice for, let's say, 10% as an advance payment. Create and view this invoice. So the system would create a draft invoice which you could view and send out to the customer for approval. Once customers approve the invoice, so this is a draft invoice, not the, and then it can be converted into a regular invoice. So let's say he's created this invoice, he's approved this invoice, then you could confirm this invoice. Okay, you can send and print it out to the customer. You can send it out to the customer by email, for example. So we have an invoice here, and then if you go out and look at the sales order, you can see that there's an invoice has been created against this project for the initial down payment. So as your work progresses, you can keep invoicing the customer. You could also have certain invoices from vendors you use. For example, you might use a subcontractor or you might buy some materials for the project. So while you get these bills from the vendors, you choose a vendor. Say you got some equipment from a vendor, you can just add those items against this particular analytical code. So there is an account against which you're having these expenses. So let's say 200 of that. So you can save this and so items would be invoiced against this project. So now this project is in progress. So you could invoice a project, you could buy, for example, you could go for a subcontractor, and these expenses would be taken against the project. So when you look at it from the accounting or the financial view of the project, you could actually see that this project is being initiated even at the P&L level. You could go and look for this particular uh, group or project that you're working on. You can see this group and this particular tag. So you can see that how your project is progressing. You've seen that you got some expenses running on this project, but you haven't yet um, billed or invoiced the project. So you can go back and you could invoice the project. You can see that customers, and there's some pending invoices. So you can see that some invoices over here, and you can preview these invoices, and you can create more invoices if required, and all of that will go across the particular project. So the system would be able to generate project-wise P&L and give you the kind of financial reports and project-based reports that you would expect from a ERP. Thank you for watching this presentation on projects in Odoo. If you'd like more information or more detailed presentation for your company, please do let us know. Thank you for watching.